A deadly school shooting rocked Antioch High School in Tennessee on Wednesday. Police say 17-year-old Solomon Henderson opened fire in the school's cafeteria, killing 16-year-old Josselin Corea Escalante and injuring another student before taking his own life. The school, with over 2,000 students, had safety measures in fact in place. This included weapon detection technology as well. The incident marks yet another tragic chapter in America's ongoing school shooting crisis, with 330 incidents, that's right, 330 incidents reported just last year. It was the second highest on record. Investigations into the motive are still ongoing. Meanwhile, listen into what the parents of the two children at the high school had to say.
The school did not call me until after the shooting occurred. I found out about the shooting because one of the kids that knows my 18-year-old was in the hallway playing, sending her a text message while she was sitting in the back seat of my car talking about, you need to come and get your sister because we got a shooting going on. And he was in the hallway playing and he ran out the building or whatever and jumped in his car. So then I kept on calling the office, and I could not get a hold of no one in the office to tell me anything.
Thousands have been evacuated in Los Angeles County following county as a fast-growing wildfire. In fact, the Hughes Fire erupted. The blaze had rapidly grown to over 8,000 acres, fueled by strong winds and dry brush, forcing 50,000 residents to flee. Interstate 5, a key highway along the west coast, has in fact been shut down. Though no homes or businesses have been damaged yet, this comes as the region is already grappling with two massive wildfires earlier this month that destroyed multiple neighborhoods.
We have over 4,000 firefighting personnel assigned to the incident, and we had a very robust ground and air response to the incident that you see behind me.
External Affairs Minister S. Josselin has addressed the status of India's trade relations with Pakistan, clarifying that New Delhi did not cease trade, but rather it was the Islamabad administration that decided to halt trading in 2019.
देखिए, ट्रेड हमने तो बंद नहीं किया, जो किया तो उनके प्रशासन ने जो 2019 में जो निर्णय लिए गए कि भारत के साथ व्यापार नहीं करना, वो उनके साइड से था। तो हमारा जो इस मुद्दा के बारे में हमारी जो चिंता जो थी, शुरू से हमारा हित था कि हमें MFN स्टेटस मिले, कि हम पाकिस्तान को MFN स्टेटस देते थे, वो हमको देते नहीं थे। तो आज पिछले साल के बाद ऐसी कोई पाकिस्तान के साथ बैठ के ऐसी कोई बात नहीं हुई व्यापार के बारे में, ना उनके यहाँ से कोई ऐसा इनिशिएटिव आया है।
Staying with the External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Josselin also said he shares concerns about delay in visa processes with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio during his meeting. In a press briefing, EAM S. Josselin has stated visa delay impacts businesses and tourism, while saying India is open to the legitimate return of Indian nationals living illegally abroad, including in the US. He also highlighted that India supports legal migration. Meanwhile, Marco Rubio was appointed the US Secretary of State by US President Donald Trump as he made a second return to the White House. Listen in.
You know, we have a position on mobility which is a principal position, applies to all countries. As a government, we obviously are very much supportive of legal mobility because we do believe in a global workplace. We want Indian talent and Indian skills to have the maximum opportunity at a global level. At the same time, we are also very firmly opposed to illegal mobility and illegal migration, because you also know that when something illegal happens, many other illegal activities get joined onto it.
The U.S. Senate Commerce Committee will hold a hearing on the 29th of January to review President Donald Trump's nominee for Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick. The Wall Street CEO and head of Cantor Fitzgerald has been tapped into to lead the Commerce Department, in fact, and oversee U.S. trade strategy. This includes efforts to restrict China's tech sector. Lutnick has pledged to resign from his corporate roles and divest assets if confirmed. U.S. President Donald Trump has set in a motion a process to redesignate Yemen's Houthis as a foreign terrorist organization, the White House has said. Trump's executive order signed on Wednesday directs the Secretary of State Marco Rubio to submit a report concerning the designation within 30 days after consultation with the Director of National Intelligence and the Secretary of the Treasury. Iran's Vice President for Strategic Affairs, Javad Zarif, reassured global leaders in Davos that Tehran does not in fact seek nuclear weapons and even invited dialogue. However, the UN nuclear watchdog IAEA has raised alarms, warning that Iran is accelerating in fact its uranium enrichment close to weapons-grade levels. IAEA Chief Rafael Grossi emphasized the need for immediate diplomacy between Tehran and President Donald Trump to prevent escalation, terming their dialogue absolutely indispensable for progress. South Korea's anti-corruption agency has recommended indicting impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol for insurrection and abuse of power. Yoon, in jail since last week, is accused of declaring martial law on the 3rd of December, a decision swiftly overturned by the parliament. The agency, working with police and the defense ministry of the country, has also charged other senior officials for their roles in the martial law imposition. Yoon is set to appear in his ongoing impeachment trial at the Constitutional Court, in fact. Hundreds of LGBTQ+ couples in Thailand began making their wedded status legal Thursday, the first day a law took effect granting them the same rights as heterosexual couples. The enactment of the Marriage Equality Act makes Thailand the first country, in fact, in Southeast Asia and the third place in Asia to legalize same-sex marriage after Taiwan and Nepal. Marriage registration is customarily done at district offices, but on Thursday, around 300 couples are expected to complete formalities at a day-long gala celebration in an exhibition hall at a shopping mall in central Bangkok.
We love equally, legally, and we can build our family in our own ways, because I believe that every kind of love, every kind of family is as beautiful as it is, and we are now allowed to build our own kind of family with the support of the law.
4 San Antonio, Texas police officers were shot Wednesday night while responding to a suicide-in-progress call, and a heavy police presence surrounded an apartment complex where the suspect was believed to be located, authorities said. San Antonio Chief of Police said special weapons and tactics were setting up to try to detain the suspect, described as a man in his 40s, in the neighborhood of Stone Oak. McManus said that none, in fact, of the officers are believed to be in a life-threatening situation. Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has announced an investment of $600 billion in the United States over the next 4 years. The comments came after U.S. President Donald Trump mused about returning to the kingdom as his first foreign trip. The remarks came in a phone call with Trump, although it isn't clear as of now where those investments in trade could be placed. Attorney generals from 22 states have in fact filed a lawsuit to prevent U.S. President Donald Trump from ending the decades-old birthright citizenship policy, which in fact guarantees U.S.-born children citizenship regardless of their parents' immigration status. Trump's executive order, issued late Monday and spanning roughly 700 words, fulfills a campaign promise. However, its outcome is uncertain, with a lengthy legal battle over immigration policies expected. The Democratic Attorney General and immigrant rights advocates say the question of birthright citizenship is a settled law, in fact, and that while presidents have broad authority, they are not quote-unquote kings. Trump administration officials are considering deploying up to 10,000 soldiers to the US-Mexico border and using the Department of Defense bases to hold migrants awaiting deportation as a part of a dramatic crackdown on illegal immigrants. US President Donald Trump has warned that he will impose high tariffs and additional sanctions on Russia if Russian President Vladimir Putin fails to end the war in Ukraine. In a post on his social media platform Truth Social, Trump stated that by pushing for a resolution, he was doing Russia and President Putin a quote-unquote very big favor. And US President Donald Trump is doubling down on his trade war threats, vowing to hit the European Union with tariffs and discussing a new 10% punitive duty on Chinese imports, in fact. Trump linked the potential tariffs directly to the ongoing fentanyl crisis, accusing China of sending the deadly drug into the US via Mexico and even Canada. This week, Canadian Prime Minister, in fact, outgoing Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau emphasized that Ottawa is a safe, secure and reliable partner in an uncertain world, adding that the alternative would be more reliance on Russia, China or even Venezuela. The focus on American prosperity and national security marks a new turn, in fact, in Canada's strategy as it seeks to navigate the volatile relationship with Trump administration. All of this while trying to prevent a potential trade war that could severely impact the economies of both the countries. China is calling on the United States to end what it calls unreasonable sanctions, specifically those imposed in response to alleged cyber attacks. In a fiery statement at a press conference on Wednesday, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Mao Ning urged the US to work with China to ensure peace and stability in cyberspace, while demanding an end to what she describes as indiscriminate sanctions. Listen in.
中美都是网络大国，双方在维护网络安全，特别是关键基础设施安全方面有相似的关切，应该在平等和相互尊重的基础上，以事实证据为依据，开诚布公讨论各自关注的事项，遵守相同的国际规则，共同维护网络空间的和平与稳定。美方应当停止滥施制裁的错误做法。
Colombian President Gustavo Petro visited Haiti on Wednesday as part of a whirlwind trip to strengthen ties with the violence-wrecked country. In fact, he was expected to meet with officials and talk about potential joint projects focused on sectors including but not limited to agriculture, technology and the economy. Now, this is according to a statement from Petro's office. His visit comes as Haiti's Prime Minister and a transitional President Council continue to reach out to various countries as Haitian police officials and a UN-backed mission led by Kenya struggle to contain gang violence.